Mr. Harmless here. Thank you for joining me for another episode of your Channel 2 News. Mr. Harmless here. Welcome to another episode of your Channel 2 News. Today's Thursday. This episode will play on Thursday and Friday. Have just a few announcements for you. That's about it today. Enjoy. Here's some tryout information. I can send this information to anybody that requests it. Late spring sports tryout information, track and field, boys and girls, 3 to 5:30 at the DHS track, April the 5th. Boys tennis, Danville Tennis Center, 3 to 5, April the 5th. Softball, DHS Fieldhouse, 3:15 to 5, April the 5th. Girls soccer, 3:30 to 5:30, DHS practice fields, April the 5th. Baseball, 3:30 to 5, Danville Stadium, April the 5th, all levels. This is a long announcement. Danville High School Counselors have partnered with Reneeta Mack, Illinois Student Assistance Commission Corps member, and Candace Miles, Assistant Director of Student Financial Aid at DACC, to bring you 2 evenings of FAFSA completion assistance. These events will be available both in person and virtually in order to provide options for our students and parents. Ms. Reneeta Mack will join us live via Google Meet, and Mrs. Candace Miles will be on campus working in tandem with Mrs. Mack for students and parents who feel they would like more of a hands-on, face-to-face experience. Please reference the FSA ID completion document below for instructions on how to complete Step 1 in completing the free application for federal student aid. Our host requests that this step is done prior to the event in order to best assist you in the next steps of the process. Register for either date of the Google form links below. Please make sure you select the date that corresponds with your availability, and then they say we cannot wait to see you there. There's the links. Obviously can't click on them from the video, but I will share these in the email to your homeroom teacher. The DHS Math Department is excited to be sponsoring a week-long blood drive at the Elks Blood Bank on Liberty Lane in the Turtle Run Park. The blood drive is open to anyone, students, parents, staff, community members, etc. Donors must be 17 and older. 16-year-olds must have a signed parent permission form. Thank you in advance for your support of our blood drive. The Junior Citizens Police Academy is an educational, informative, and fun program which allows young adults to meet police officers and learn more about their jobs. The purpose of the academy is to increase interaction, understanding, and communications between the Danville Police Department and the younger citizens of the community. The Junior Citizens Police Academy gives younger citizens an opportunity to learn more about their police department with hands-on activities and up-close experiences. When and where? The 2021 Junior Citizens Police Academy will be held from April 8th through April 29th, 2021. Classes will be held in the training room of the Danville Police Department at the Public Safety Building. They will be on Thursday evenings from 6 to 9 p.m. There will be 4 classes, and graduation will take place on May 6th, 2021. All COVID-19 safety protocols will be followed. That's talking about social distancing, masks, etc. Classes are free, but you must be in the 7th to 12th grade, have few or no serious police contacts, live in or attend a school in Danville, have your parents' permission, and have your own transportation to and from class. There will be no College Express classes on April 13th due to SAT testing. DACC has canceled class for all College Express students on this day. The speech team closed out its season with a 6th place finish in the IHSA Group Interpretation Sectional Competition hosted by Glenwood High School in Chatham, Illinois. Seniors Emma Farron, sup Emma, and Stevie Lawless, sup Stevie, and junior Ezra Carter, sup Ezra, were named to the all-sectional cast. Congratulations.
Because you know I'm all about that bus, no trouble. I'm all about that bus, no trouble. I'm all about that bus, no trouble. I'm all about that bus, bus.
Good afternoon. My name is Miss Jackson, and I am here to do bus evac in case of emergency whenever you're on the bus. First thing we like to tell you is that whenever you come into the bus to load onto the bus to come to school, make sure you're at your bus stop a few minutes early. That way you're not rushing, and sometimes when you're rushing, cause accidents. So we don't want anybody to get in an accident or be harmed in any kind of way. Remember, it's all about safety. So whenever you're on the bus or you're getting on the bus, you should hold on to the railings here when you're loading the bus. That keeps you safe, because in the winter times or when it's raining, the stairs can become slippery, and when they're slippery, you can fall. If you fall on those steps, you can really injure yourself. So again, we want you to be safe at all times. So we'd like for you, whenever you sit on the bus, to keep your feet and legs out of the aisle. That's when other students are getting on the bus. They're not tripping and falling over your feet. Keep your book bags out of the aisle as well. Keep your hands to yourself. Hands and body parts inside the window when we're riding.
Because you know I'm all about that bus, no trouble.
Whenever we're at a railroad crossing, we want you to be quiet. That way the bus driver can hear any bells that's going off or anything in case of emergency to keep everyone safe. So remember, hands, any body parts inside the window, quiet at the railroad crossing, feet and legs out of the aisle along with your personal belongings and your book bag.
Because you know I'm all about that bus,
The other thing why we like to keep you your feet and legs out of the aisle is because that back window, when the driver is sitting here and they're looking out their rear view mirror, we like to be able to see out of that back window on the door, because a lot of times drivers get close to the bus. And we have had people to run into the back of the bus, and then that kind of stalls you from getting to school on time, and again cause injuries. So again, we want everyone to be safe.
Because you know I'm all about that bus, no trouble.
So whenever we're doing a bus evac or how to evacuate the bus, we are in our seats, hands and feet, legs to yourself. And then whenever the bus driver says, okay, go, you're going to get up out of your seat, seat by seat, front to back. And usually the front half goes out the front door. The back half goes out the back door. And when the back half goes out the back door, they go out the door a little different than the ones in the front. Okay, so we talked about in case of extreme emergency and you have to evacuate the bus, how you're sitting in your seat, you're facing forward, you're paying attention to the bus driver. Front half will go off the front of the bus quickly as possible. Hold on to the railings as you go off. Back half will go off the back of the bus.
Because you know I'm all about that bus, no.
The thing I want you to know is that there are some windows on the bus that are called kick-out windows. Kick-out windows. And they're usually where the emergency windows are. So what you would do is take your foot and kick at the very corners of the window until they pop out. Okay? Maybe I should say pop out windows. But with the emergency windows, you would lift the handle, push the window out, and it becomes a swing window. And that way you can get out the bus if you can't get out one of the doors. Also, our front windshields and our windows on our service doors are kick-out windows as well. And what you do, again, is take your foot and kick really hard in the corners of those windows, and they can pop out to help you escape in case of emergency. The same thing with our rear windows and our rear door. Those windows should be able to pop out. If not on this bus, for most buses, you can use that escape. We also have the hatchets up at top here. You would turn the latch as it says to do so, push it up and out, and that is only in case of a bus falls on the side and you need to escape the bus that way.
Because you know I'm all about that bus, no trouble.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do an emergency evacuation. So I am one of the students. I am sitting in my seat. My bus driver tells me to go as quickly as possible. And when we exit the bus, we're going to exit the bus and then 100 feet away. Remember, be careful when you exit the bus. You don't want to go in front of traffic. But you do want to get away from the bus out of any kind of harm's way. So you will go out the bus, down the stairs, hold on to the railing quickly as possible.
Because you know I'm all about that bus,
So we're at the back half of the bus. And so the back half will go out this back door. What we usually like to do is the students that are sitting at the very back, for one to go out the door, lift the handle first before going out the door. Lift the handle, push the door back. That person sits on the bottom, on the bottom of the floor, and then they go out. They would extend their hand to help the next person out, and those two would be our helpers for the students that's going to be exiting the back of the bus. I'm going to show you how it's done. So we open the door, we push it all the way up. One person sits on the bottom, and then they leave the bus. Once they're out of the bus, they extend their hand to help the next person. These two people are two of the students that's sitting in the rear. They're going to stand here, and they're going to be the helpers for all the children who exit the bus from the rear. Again, once you exit the bus, you're going to stand 100 feet away from the bus, and we don't cross in front of traffic.
Because you know I'm all about that bus,
Alrighty, some things that I didn't say in the beginning, I would like for all students to maintain their shoes to be tied. This prevents any injuries. If your shoe is untied and you're walking and your shoelace is long, the person on the side of you or behind you can step on your shoestring and you can fall, which causes an injury. Especially during the time if you have to evacuate the bus. You don't want that to happen, because if you fall, then everyone else behind you are not going to be able to get off the bus and get to a safety zone. So remember, hands and legs to ourselves or out of the aisle, all of your personal belongings in the seat that you sit in, shoestrings tied, and one other thing, those pencils, pens, sharp objects that you might have in your hand, please don't ride with those in your hand during the bus ride. Those go in your book bag, because if we have to make an emergency bus stop, then that can injure you or the person sitting next to you.
You know I'm all about that bus, no trouble. I'm all about.
Thank you for listening. Have a good day. Bye.
About that bus, no trouble. I'm all about that bus, bus.
Well, thank you for watching this episode of Your Channel 2 News. If you have any other information you'd like to add, please send it my way. Got any ideas for me? Would you like to see Mr. Harmless do something stupid again? I'll do it. I will. I'm out of ideas. What do you think? What should I do? Ride the bike in the school again? I don't know. Fall down the stairs? Maybe. Let me know. Alright. If no one else has told you today that they love you, know that I do. And I'll prove it by doing something stupid. Just let me know what you think it ought to be. Bye.